So number 9, property strategies rarely become old. They rarely don't work anymore. This is one of my sort of bugbears, really. When you go online and there's somebody who's set themselves up as a property trainer and they'll have a video saying, this strategy doesn't work anymore. And, oh my word, goodness me. Is it true that strategies don't work anymore? Well, it is an all depends answer, really, because some things come and go. I remember back in the day, in about 2006, 2007, there used to be a thing called same-day remortgaging, which I won't go into because there's no point because it's gone. So yeah, that's gone. That was sort of manipulating the lending system to be able to draw down money instantly on the day you buy the property, blah, blah, blah. But that's gone. That's actually why we've now got things like the 6-month rule, but we won't get into that. But what usually happens, and what the person online has usually missed, is that, have you ever noticed that property is in a cycle? And it actually sort of mirrors the economic cycle. And what usually happens is there's certain points of the property cycle and the economic cycle where certain strategies work slightly better or slightly worse. So it's not that it doesn't actually work anymore, or it's become old and doesn't work anymore. It's just that we've reached that part of the property cycle where perhaps that strategy isn't the best strategy for that point of the cycle. But it will come back. Because being a cycle, we will get back to the point when it works really, really well, which is why it's still worth knowing all of these different strategies and not forgetting them, because you never know when you're going to deploy them. So that you've always got something up your sleeve if what you're doing isn't quite working as well as you'd like it to at the moment. And so you can be keeping your eyes open and your mind open to strategies which you may be able to use in the future, which you're not using now. Does that make sense, team? But there's very, very, very few property strategies, I think, which just become out of date and you never use them again. Short of political interference, that's usually the one thing which can make things happen. It's usually political interference. But if it's a strategy which is almost like market-led, even if it's a bit of a struggle now, it will come around again. So you still want to keep it there and be thinking, okay, well, until that comes around again, I'm going to do this. I mean, a classic example could be, while the market was hot, finding properties to do the BRR with a buy-to-let could have been trickier. But that could have been a great time to flip. But as the market, if the market does cool down, then you'll find that flipping might become a little bit harder because selling into a falling market isn't quite so easy. But as properties potentially become cheaper or as prices stabilise, you may find that the sort of the BRR buy-to-lets then become slightly easier. So it's just in the cycle, and it's just sort of weighing the different strategies which we can use in property. I hope you found this video useful and informative, and if you did, then please come over to my website www.thepropertyteacher.co.uk, where you'll find loads more great property related resources, including free special reports to download and my best-selling series of ebooks, which includes the Successful Property Renovators Workshop, 63 common defects in investment property and how to spot them. And if you're just starting out in property, or if you want to grow your portfolio, you may be particularly interested in the Successful Property Investors Strategy Workshop, in which I'll take you through exactly how I started and built my property portfolio, starting literally with none of my own money, and how I built a portfolio of £2 million worth of property in just 4 years. And that was starting from scratch. I'll take you through everything that I did right so that you can copy me and do the same. And I'll also show you everything that I did wrong so that you can avoid the mistakes that I made and so that you can progress in property and be far more successful, far more quickly than I ever was. And this is based upon my own real life experience, and it took me about 4 years to actually work out how to do property investing properly. But in the 200 pages in the Successful Property Investors Strategy Workshop, I'm going to show you all of that 4 years knowledge condensed down so that you can use it immediately. And until next time, here's to successful property investing.